Good morning, everyone. I don't know how to tell you this, but it's June. Can you believe it? We're in June already. And what happened to the first half of the year? Good grief. You know, I know it's been a chaotic time, but the months just seem to be rushing past, and we're probably sort of running flat out. That's why we don't notice how quickly the time goes. So today's the 1st of June, so happy June month for those of you who have a birthday during this month too. Today we give recognition to a saint who was a martyr. His name is Saint Justin, and for some reason he's always called Saint Justin Martyr. Well, that's strange because there are lots of saints who were martyrs, and we don't say that they were martyrs specifically unless we're celebrating the Feast of Martyrs. He lived in the 2nd century, about the middle of the 2nd century. And he was just a layman. In other words, he wasn't a priest or a bishop or anything of significance within the church structure. He was just an ordinary layman. But he traveled around the place proclaiming the gospel. Needless to say, there were Romans around the place who didn't appreciate that, and they arrested him. And there's quite an interesting dialogue that goes on. If you look in the office readings today, the kind of the dialogue that goes on between the chief Roman soldier at the time and Saint Justin, and they're basically saying, look, just turn your back on this Christianity thing and just bow down and give recognition to our gods. And Justin wasn't prepared to do that, and he said to Justin, you know what the consequences will be. You will be tortured and you will be beheaded. And Justin wasn't prepared to back down. And needless to say, he lost his head in the process. He was just a layman, just an ordinary person. But he was doing something really, really, really good for God in the early Christian church, spreading the word, and wasn't prepared to back down on the gospel. I think ultimately we mustn't allow ourselves to be drawn in, particularly in these days, into worshipping false gods. There are probably some of them around, and we do submit ourselves sometimes to worldly gods, not necessarily of a religious nature, but things that we make more important than God. In our minds, in our hearts, in our actions, we see them as superseding God. You thought, hang on, there's something wrong with that. So we should reflect in our lives if ever there are times when we make a choice where God is put second. And let's fix that. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you again. God bless. Bye-bye.